Something about love. You've gotta want it bad. If that guy's got into your blood, go out and hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEVVE, DEFINITY, daCat, SMOL update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing the super thanks button down below, super chats as well. I am live early today because I had a little bit of a mistake. Interviewing my friend Carrie tonight. We had some crazy wild stories. She was on the podcast a few years ago. Stuff that happened in Vegas, stuff that happened when she was a teen, stuff that happened with some absolutely wild things. I was supposed to interview her tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but then she needed to do it at 8 p.m. her time out on the West Coast. So it's going to be 11 p.m. So I wanted to do this at 4 so I can go live at 8. Now I'm not going to have to go live until 11, 7 hours later. Anyway, this is what I am doing here. So let's go and take a look at a couple of things that we want to go over. New users for VeVe, we'll go over them. We'll go over a bunch of the crypto as well. We don't have that much. This might only be an hour show today. We don't have that much to go over. We just have stuff from yesterday, a little bit from the day before, and then today, and then that's going to be it. And then some updates on the comics and all that jazz. Let's start with OMI. See how OMI's doing. So OMI's actually up 5% on the day. Is it warm down here? Very getting a little warm up in here. Okay, we're gonna show you all my South Park shirt. Oh gosh, where's mine? Okay, there we go. Show you all my South Park shirt. Anyway, OMI's up 5% on the day to 0001877. $50 million market cap. It's actually not bad. Let me give you a rundown on what it's going to be for the volume. I'm only looking currently at Uniswap, but now when I take a look at, okay, $2 million in volume, actually says $52 million market cap. So the volume's actually way down, but I think it's just there's a lot less sellers, and the sellers happen to go away. So there's not a ton of buy volume on it, and even out of that $2 million market cap, you know, Deepcoin is 38% of it, 772,000 in volume, and I guarantee you most of that is not real. MEXC and BingX seem to have the most after that. And then it's Gate.io, then some Uniswap and some OKX. And we're all waiting on Kraken. We're like, okay, where is it? Where's the Kraken? And guys, I don't know. So David had a little bit of an announcement yesterday, just mentioning that there's, you know, the announcement that I don't know if it was the one they were supposed to have back in like May that he teased about in Portugal. Or if it's a newer announcement. I don't know if it's IP. I don't know. I mentioned getting into gaming very recently, and gaming seems that it would be good. That's something that can keep people on the app. That's something that could keep people engaged, coming back for more, spending money. But yeah, I don't know. And he says that they're going to release that in 2026. He says when the company is a bit more mature, but I think it's more just for timing the market, because the market right now is very trash. And I don't mean like just the VeVe secondary market. I mean like just crypto in general is not doing that well. Anyone else lose like $100,000 this last week? No, just me. Okay. Yeah, I would say it's the right idea. And again, DEVVE did the same thing. DEVVE had said, hold on, the market is trash right now. This is probably not the best time for an announcement. And they have a major announcement. It's delayed. It might be 4 months before we get that DEVVE announcement. We'll go over that. But so I don't blame David for wanting to pump the brakes a little bit and go on and say, you know what, this is not the right time. Let's wait until Q1, Q2 next year when the market's hopefully a little bit better. You know, take a look at it and see where it goes. Does that mean that, and I had another buddy of mine call me too, literally like an hour ago. And he's just like, hey, I have this thing that I'm doing. I can get another, you know, 15, 16 million OMI, which is nice, you know, a couple grand worth, three-ish grand. And I was like, oh, cool. Good times. Good for you. But, you know, stack that OMI, especially at these prices. And he said like, well, I was thinking about it and like, you know, do you think it's going to go down or up anytime soon? Like, oh God, I have no idea. What's up, Coolmo? Saying, hey, Randy, hey, fam, thanks for being a member. Love your cat. Cat is awesome. Great times. Yeah, so it's like, what would I need to do? What would I need to do to try to tell him like my best case scenario and worst case scenario and then most likely scenario? So I was like, okay, listen, we're at a $50 million market cap right now, 0018-ish, 184, 187, whatever. I was like, well, listen, it's still a very good price to get in. And again, this is what I'm telling him. This is not financial advice or anything. I was like, it's still a good price to get in over the long term. It has a ton of upside. But that doesn't mean it still doesn't have some downside that it could go. Again, we went down to 000109, just a few months ago, and obviously we're up 80% from there, but it could go even lower than that. It can go into the quad zeros. Obviously, you have people that are a little retarded that go in and say it's dead. We obviously take those users and we ban them and rid everyone else, from their stupidity. Anyway, so I go in and say that, you can get cut in half from here, and it's still a $25 million market cap. So you can get quad 09. So you could put in $3,000 and get the 15, 60 million OMI, and then it immediately gets cut in half. But what happens if it doubles? It's like, okay, what happens if you buy $3,000 right now worth, and then it suddenly doubles and it goes to 00003637, which again is still very low. And are you at that point? Are you going to sell? It's like, well, no. What do you think it can go up to? It's like 100x from here. 1.8 cents, 1.9. And he's like, okay, so why would I sell it? 0003. I was like, some people like to trade and they like to go in and say like, oh yeah, I just made a couple grand, and yeah, they do a quick flip. But that's the thing. Like, if you're going to buy here, very volatile. Again, don't be too mad if it gets cut in half, and don't be too crazy if it doubles, because both those scenarios are very possible. And Keeper says, just signed up for Release the Kraken. Nero looks ready for a breakout, and you can buy it there. And when OMI gets on there, I'll have an account ready. Oh, okay. I don't have a Kraken account. Someone actually send a epic. I'm mod of a Facebook group right now. It's got like 9,000 people. And I'm gonna one day slowly introduce them to VeVe. If we ever get freaking Pokemon. Oh, it's a shiny. Oh, this is awesome. Epic. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't have a Kraken account. Probably should. I should probably get one. I don't. Yeah, I just don't want another exchange. Yeah, I should probably get one. I'll make it, and then I'll go in and do a right there. Oh, I guess I'll have an account ready. I guess this would be good for arbitrage. Like, that's the only account that Americans can kind of use. Again, you can use Coinbase. Like you don't even need to actually use crypto. You could just wire in some money, just USD, US dollars. And once they're there, you don't even need to convert to ETH or USDC or anything. You just buy OMI straight from that with it. So it is pretty easy. I don't know how many people do that. And again, just because you could buy it on there doesn't mean that you can buy other people's sell orders, because it doesn't have an order book on Coinbase. So I think it uses a 1-inch aggregator, and I assume it takes from Uniswap. But yeah, that's the kind of the negative with Coinbase. You could still buy it on there. It's very easy. But if somebody, like, nobody's going to be able to come in with a 100 million OMI sell that you could scoop up, because again, there's no order book. On Kraken, there'll be an order book, and you could have some craziness go on, which would be really fun. Now, Gazelian says, Randy, more thoughts on these days how Akomi plans to get OMI to be more valuable to the crypto and non-crypto community. If you're non-crypto, it's not really going to matter. Well, it would still, again, the incentives are there to be able to use it in place of fiat. But again, that only affects crypto people. Because if you have a bunch of OMI, there's a lot of different reasons to go and use it, whether it's OMI to gems, which is fan-freaking-tastic. The burn on that is great. So again, OMI to gems, if you have a bunch of crypto and you don't have a lot of fiat, and you're like, hey, I want to go hard on this drop, I want to spend a couple $100, and you don't have the fiat, yeah, just take 1 or 2 million OMI. And I think that's a very good utility, especially because of the burn. But to non-crypto people, that gets really hard because, it's not super easy to get. I mean, it is if you have like Coinbase, but if you're a non-crypto person, you're just a non-crypto person. I think we kind of have this, I don't want to say bottleneck, this forcing of people that don't want to use it because they want to cash out. So I have to sell something for OMI, swap for USDC, and then make an account, and it just I think overall that's probably going to be a positive in the future because it forces people to learn, oh, okay, if you want to do this, you can do it. But, a lot of the community really helps with that. Yeah, non-crypto people won't really care one way or the other because they're not crypto peeps. David mentioned about OMI only drops. I think they could definitely do that with their own IP. You obviously can't do that with, Disney, Marvel, because then, like they still, the licensors still need to get paid. Yeah, it's nice to burn, a bunch of OMI, but again, if the licensors still need to get paid, you probably want to only do it with your own license. I would love it if they would do something like that with daCat, where they buy a piece of daCat and then we give out, like, okay, instead of paying us X amount of percent like you normally would for a drop, pay us this much because we want to help with the OMI burn. Yeah. So clearly they aren't presenting value proposition that people want to buy and invest the token for. I mean, they have it, but it's just the amount of people that are just into digital collecting in general is just not a lot right now. That narrative is several years old. So are there people that are still in it from years ago? I mean, me. The newer people, it's hard because they've gotten hundreds of new people in signups over the last couple months. Like probably 1,000 new people in signups over the last 2 months. But they come in, they get something, whether it's via promotional code, they get something just to try it out, and a lot of them are not really active daily users. Those have increased, but the amount of active daily users has not risen at a commensurate rate to the actual new users that we get. And now, granted, that is a lot of people's journeys. Like when I first made an account in February of 2021, I didn't really start buying until April. So, 2 months later. And I feel like that's probably what some of these people are going to do is like, yeah, I have one. And then once it starts getting a little bit more popular, like, oh, you know what? I have an account. Let me check it out. And then, have them get addicted. But the value proposition, again, is there for people that use the token. It's just not trying to attract the overall population and get them into digital collecting. That is a very complex, that is literally $100 billion question. And no one's been able to figure it out yet. If there's anyone that's going to, it's probably going to be VeVe. Picture digital collecting like a speed run. And you have all of these different speedrunners where Candy literally just like burnt their fingers with soup. So they're not, obviously not going to speedrun anything. Every other platform had something wrong with it. Like, okay, this person just had a kid, this person has to go to college, this person, had an injury, this person like, has nerve damage in their hands. And it's like, okay, there's something wrong with everyone else where they can't do the speed run efficiently. And that's just the platforms that they have no audience, or they don't take care of the IP, or the allocation for their funds. I've seen this, especially at Recur. I don't know how the fuck they did that, raising $55 million and they spend it all in like 2 years. Like, that is insane. And I don't even blame them for taking the money. I blame the VCs for not knowing what the fudge is going. Like, how do you not see that? Anyway, could another platform figure it out first? Where it's like, oh, hey, you know what? We did this over here. We just now we have like 10,000 active users every day. And it's like, okay, what is your secret? VeVe will be number 2. We're gonna have to follow. But I just don't see that. I don't know any other platform that I think would even have the potential to do that. Just because, again, no one else has as many licenses. No one else has as bigger community. So I think that when looking at VeVe and seeing who's going to solve the problem first, like VeVe seems to be the only logical choice. Could there be a dark horse out there that gets it? Sure, but again, this is not just a VeVe issue. This is a issue that's wide enough for the entire space to try to work together to solve. And again, nobody's been able to. So I mean, I agreed. They haven't figured out that secret formula to get a bunch of people on, but nobody has. So I don't know what that is. It's honestly, it's probably just waiting for the Clarity Act to pass, Jerome Powell get out, just waiting for that narrative to change. And again, that could take another year. Like we could be down here another year. And if the history is going to teach us anything, it's that you can always go lower. You know, if we're down here another couple months and nothing changes in the overall market, yeah, expect to go into the quad zeros. If that like again, they have crazy announcements lined up, like more than one, like they have multiple. What's gonna could any of those turn the VeVe market around, get people to buy OMI? Maybe. Probably not in this market though, which is again, they've had insane partnerships before that should have been earth-shattering, record-breaking news, and it wasn't, just because again the market's not there right now. So if they wait 6 months, I think that's fine. Or when the market turns around, then they could do something. But as of right now, I wouldn't put any energy or time or money into trying to do these crazy big announcements when it's not going to have any lasting positive effect. Because on another topic, we've seen the trailer of Spielberg's Days of Disclosure. I have not. I have heard about it. You're not the first person to tell me about it. I haven't yet. I've had not a lot of sleep recently because I've had a bunch of girlfriend baby daddy drama. So I will get some rest this weekend. We went up to 1.9 a few minutes ago on OMI. I don't know who'll be buying. Whatever. So I haven't really had much time for anything else. I have another meeting at 6. So I mean, this will definitely be over before 6. But yeah. Anyway. Maybe I'll take a look at that this weekend. Watch it with the girl. All right. So that's OMI. Let's do Definity here, which I think is down a bit on the day. It's down 8.5, almost 9% on the day to 1.5 cents. This was because of this one wallet, 81786, 1825, 3K. Yeeted about 3K out. I don't really see what they swapped it for. All the funds were sent to Coinbase. Whatever they swapped it for. Oh, is this? Oh, it was a buddy of mine. They bought another $400 worth. Very nice. Good for you. Good for you, mate. He's got some OMI. He's got some DEVVE in there. Anyway, $4,100 in volume. Obviously, a lot of that was fairly negative. Sell volume. $2.3 million market cap. And I can't share it, but I have got an email last night for what they did on 12/18. They for the month they've grossed well in the 6 figures. Again, I'll say for the month they've grossed well in the 6 figures, and the market cap is 2.3 million. Is insane. That's yeah. 5% of that would be just over 100K. Like again, Amanda said the other day, I don't know if this is private in the private Discord or not. Listen, I'll tell you this. I bought into the company when it was much lower. I bought into the company when it was worth like $27-30 million, and the company's worth a lot more than that now, like a multiple of that. The revenues have only gotten stronger for them. The revenues next year are only going to get even stronger from the client onboarding of Bloomsbury Money. They'll go on and they'll like double the amount of trading that they do with them. At some point next year, they'll reach $1 million a month in gross revenues. I repeat, at one point next year, they'll be grossing $1 million a month in gross revenues. The market cap does not reflect that at all. Market cap is very, very low for that. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. I don't know when stuff is going to be announced, but I know it will be. We're supposed to have a press release here too. World's highest IQ holder said the crypto market might hit new highs in Q1 2026. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, that's Definity. All right, let's go to DEVVE here before we get to daCat and SMOL. DEVVE's pretty flat on the day, but if you look at the week, it's down like 20-something%. Part of the reason for that is because they have, damn, it's a $19 million market cap. Damn, that's low. Part of the reason for this is because they were supposed to have this big announcement in Q4 relating to their stock exchange partner. And we just, there's so many unanswered questions. Like, okay, we don't know who the stock exchange partner is, but it's like, it could be, it's going to be, it's got to be like top 10 in the world, right? But like, where is that? Is it in Hong Kong? Is it in Tokyo? Is it in, London? Is it in the US? It seems to me that evidence points to a US stock exchange, although we can't confirm it. That's where it seems. And they've mentioned to us multiple times that once the partner is announced, it's not them that's going to be announcing it. It's the partner, one of the biggest exchanges in the world partner. They'll be the ones doing the announcement. They'll be on MSNBC, they'll be on Fox, they'll be on everything. Everyone will know about DEVVE. And we were expecting it this month because they said Q4. And then like 4 weeks ago, they're like, yeah, everything's still on track. And then people are like, hey, what's going on? And then they're like, hey, listen, we haven't gotten the virtual asset service provider license yet. We need that to move forward. We're going to delay this 30 to 90 days to get the license. And then like 2 weeks after that, they can announce. So it's like, okay, minimum 45 days. So you could maybe have like late January at like the earliest, but most likely I'm going to say they'll take the full 90 days. And if they don't get it by that time, they'll likely acquire a company in order that has the license in order to just be like, okay, we have it now. And then, so I would say at the end of those 90 days, so you're looking at the end of I would say early Q2, you have that announcement. Or if market conditions change, because again, you don't want to have the announcement. Again, I assume they could acquire a company that has that license at any time. And if they thought it was good timing, they'd probably do that just to, make the announcement. But they had some investment bankers that are going in and saying, "Hey, we want to give you money here at these levels." It's like, okay, well, so many people doing that. Who do you go with? Because a lot of these investment bankers are probably going to want exclusivity, which is unfortunate. Because if I wanted to buy part of the company, I just don't have that type of capital, like to be able to compete with that. Even in my network of whales, like pulling our money together, just investment banks have just billions and billions in assets under management. And, do I know one or two people with that? Sure. How much of it is liquid? How much are they, willing to spend? It's not. So so that's the reason why a lot of people got upset, despite the announcement being very bullish, like what they put out with the new roadmap and all that. A lot of things are looking very up for the company, but people got a little butthurt. They're like, oh, now I can't flip my tokens. And they sold. Like they sold at like 28 cents, and now it's down to 21 cents, and it's and it could go lower because again, the market conditions are just trash. Even though nothing's fundamentally changed about the company, nothing has changed for the long term. Even the midterm, it's just the short term that's like, oh, it's a delay. So people sold. They're probably going to try and put it into something that'll have a return before then and buy back in. Yeah, this is a That's the story. This is the story of my old man, just like his father before him. Cordial says, "Good afternoon, ciao VeVe. Devin looked like a solid buy." Yeah, my guy. Yes, can we do at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Because I don't have time today, or I don't have time right now. Yeah, again, I've never sold DEVVE. I just, because of the girlfriend and the stuff that unfortunately is coming along with the kids and the baby daddy drama, I can no longer put any new funds into crypto. We gotta hustle. We gotta go in and be like, okay, we need to set her up with a place. And yeah, it's this is probably the worst time for me. Like, yeah, this is like the worst time for that to happen, because again, prices are so low and I'd love to stack here. That being said, I'm doing an OTC deal with a big whale. It's going to be in the 6 figures. So a lot of awesome. Call you then. Okay, is it 5:15? Give me one sec. Dan. Okay. Not Dan Crothers. I'm not meeting with him. Different Dan. So yeah, we're looking to try to get, how much is, again, it'll be in the 6 figures, but I don't. Yeah, it's gonna get a lot of freaking tokens. This is, yeah. So I'm glad they didn't get it. You know, a week ago when it was like 30 cents, they would have been big mad at me. But now it's yeah, they're gonna get a really solid buy here. I don't know what price we're gonna be able to get it at, but it's gonna be a really solid buy. VeVe fans, hear me out. Strong support from Disney. Disney Pinnacle is a real opportunity to leverage Disney's powerful marketing and advertising reach. That could position Pinnacle to lead the way. You're right, it could. I hear they have solid sales. I don't yet know what their average daily user is yet, but again, I do know they have some solid sales. They make some money with it, and it's great. What's good for one is good for the rest of us. So what happens to one affects the other. And again, you want them to do really well. If they do really, really well, then you have a good shot at getting some of those users that onboard onto them that maybe they don't just like Disney. Maybe they like DC, maybe they like, comic books, maybe like other stuff. And again, Disney Pinnacle, I think, has some really good opportunity here because of the fact that, they have that audience, they make money, and Disney seems to be back. Disney seems to be promoting for them. Like, they don't promote for VeVe. I don't know. I don't know why, but they don't. But yeah, in any case, I actually prefer now that they don't, because one, it's not the right time for marketing, and two, if they promote for Disney Pinnacle, it's going to look really good for VeVe when VeVe inevitably gets a lot of those customers, because VeVe is just a more complete platform. It has more licenses, more things, not just digital collectibles, and you can use them in AR and VR and make videos with them, and they're animated and they have sound, and we have comics, and there's just more opportunity on VeVe. So again, Disney, market all you want for Disney Pinnacle. Let it grow, because it will, and then VeVe will get those users inevitably. So again, I'm fine with it. It's going to take a little while longer. Chilling and vibing, saying, hey, what up? What up? How's it going? Iron Man 616 reposting the stream. My man, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Headed to Orlando tomorrow. So this is, I have a podcast at 11 p.m. tonight. I have to take a nap beforehand in the middle of it. But yeah, happy Friday. What's up, Booth? How's it going? Have you seen that old Budweiser commercial where, like, what that? I do not cite the deep magic to me, Booth. I was there when it was written. Like, I was alive when those commercials came out, and they were awesome. And Me and my friends would do that to each other. Like, you know, back when we didn't have cell phones and we just had to call on our house phones, and hopefully their moms didn't answer and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" I don't know, like, I don't know what it is about like older people that just like don't get memes. They don't get like fun. I ever since I was younger, it's like adults just never laughed. I very rarely remember any times like some adults at the time when I was like young, you know, like 7, 8, 9. Not that I remember a bunch when I was that age, but I just don't remember adults laughing that much. And it was only when I got my first job or first two jobs at, you know, a pizza place and then, you know, East Village Green Animal Hospital. And it was like, okay, it's people that are young, like in their 20s, some in their teens, but then they were laughing. Like then it was like, okay, adults actually do laugh. They just have to not be like, you know, 50 years old. They have to be like, and nowadays, I feel like a lot of us grew up and now, oh God, I'm 35 now. Uh, Most of my friends are older. My girlfriend's older. Although most of the women that I've dated in general were older. There have been very few ladies that I've dated in their 20s, even less in their teens. Obviously, I'm going way back. I wouldn't date anyone in their teens now. Um, Way back when I was in my teens, really. Because between the ages of 19 and 34, I think I only dated like 5 girls in their 20s. The rest were 30s, 40s, and 50s. New girlfriends in the 30s. So pretty. But yeah, I I like the fact that I feel like my generation and now like the newer adults, we laugh all the time. VeVe fans, it's a global launch in August. Disney Pinnacle has partnered with Disney plus D23 and Disneyland Good Neighbor Hotels. They have, and that's again great. Grow that platform as large as they can, and let VeVe siphon off some of the users. Mwahaha. Okay, no idea what that's about. Very good. Okay, let's get to some. We're gonna do daCat here real quick. Had a last meeting with up 2% on the day. Hot dog. Actually 2.7% on the day for daCat. Let's go. $322,000 in liquidity, split evenly between 161,000 Ethereum and $161,000 worth of daCat tokens, $485 in volume, $1.1 million market cap. Yeah. Oh gosh, my body. My other body. Okay, sorry. I had the last meeting with the artist for this year, I think. Well, at least before Christmas. He's very busy this next week. So am I. God, what's the name of the song? So Ava Max. So am I, so am I, so am I. I forget the name of the song. Comment down below if you know. I'll meet with him again. Oh God, hopefully before New Year's. The rest of December is so freaking packed. This has been a very stressful month. We have the first 60 pages like edited and it's fine. So we really only have another 20 something left to finish. He said the big battle scene is kind of giving him problems. Be advised, like when I first wrote this, it was only supposed to be like 25 to 30 pages. So the big battle scene was really only supposed to be like 4 pages of that. You know, different panels, obviously, that, you know, try to do 4 to 6 panels per. But then when the comic was like, we had to add stuff here, 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 and here, and apparently I wrote too much. It was very dialogue heavy. And it became 80 pages. We're just like, hey, reading 76 pages, get 4 pages of action, probably not what people want. Okay, so now it's going to be like the last 10 to 12, like it's going to be half a comic of just action, and it's really freaking cool. But I guess drawing it is giving him a little agita there. He's having a rough time with it, which is, I understand. Again, the first 2.5 comics for daCat are written. The other ones that are written are Ladies on Solana, Tiny Coin, Solana Wolfpack, Space Penguins is so freaking good. And then after that, I mentioned Heine Coin. There's Nike the Pig. There's DigiJoints. There's Monkey, and they're all in the daCat universe, which is fantastic. And most recently, had a meeting with SMOL. I had them on the podcast. They didn't like what OnlyFans is really doing to the country, and they're like, let's try to make it better, because the statistic is that I think like 12% of 18 to 25-year-old girls are on OnlyFans, which is insane. Couple that with the fact that most active users for male on the male side are like married men in like their 40s, and it's like, oh, that is a wild dynamic and statistic. So they're like, we don't like what it's doing to the country, we don't like what it's doing to young girls and families and all that, and they wanted to go in and take something that is, I can't say if it's a net positive or negative or not, something that has a lot of negative aspects, and at least put something positive in there. So they have the first and only verified dog on OnlyFans, and they're in like the top 25% of creators now. I was like, that is so cool. Like, flip Sophie Rain, to the moon. And through it, I heard something. Sorry. Through it, 60% of what they make, not just with OnlyFans, but with everything, is going to go to charity. Freaking love that. And out of the other 40%, marketing, buybacks, all that, going to physical events and stuff like that too. Just trying to grow their presence, which seems to be, who the heck are you? Are you? I have no idea. Oh wow. Sorry guys. Give me like, your mother. Okay, we're gonna have everyone smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon special. The super thanks button down below, super chats as well. Oh, you listening? Hear me talk, hear me say. Open up the door. Is it less? Is it more? Tell me to beware. Are you here? Where was I going with this? So after the podcast, I reached out. I was like, hey, this is what we're doing with the comic. Here's what I normally charge, but because you guys are doing a lot for charity and dogs, like I love animals. That's like my main reason for being on Earth. I'll just charge you this amount. They said yes, pay the upfront fee. I have the first 5 pages written already there, and I was worried because I was like, man, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to write a comic about this dog that's like on OnlyFans, and we can't use that name, have to make like Only Paws or whatever. And it just flew. There's an episode. In the Year in the Life, the Gilmore Girls like Year in the Life special, 4 episodes that they did. Spoilers. It's been out for 9 years, but spoilers. Rory goes on and says, sometimes at writing, it takes some time. You have writer's block, you have to work at it. And sometimes it just flows out. It flows so good. And I had that with Space Penguins. I had that with Nike the Pig. Even with daCat, I have that a lot. But others are really hard. And at first I'm thinking like this is going to be it. So like Heinecoin was like the hardest to write because they're people, they're not animals, so it's different. But for this one, again, I was like, okay, okay. And I felt like SpongeBob typing. I was like, I'm doing it. And it's going really well. It's pretty funny. It holds up a bit of a mirror, I think, to society. I think that's one of the lines in there. And it asks some people some questions on, oh yeah, how would you feel about that? How does that make you feel? What would you do? And again, anyway, so small token. I do have a bet. I never put any money into it. They never gave me any money. Like they didn't say like, hey Chavez, here's a bunch of tokens. Now go, like promote us. It was just they pay me again. They're paying me in like USDC or like Solana maybe. It's not like of the token. It's just for writing. And I'm talking about it because it's up 1,300% the last 30 days. It's up 17% on the day. $1.4 million market cap, 23,000 in volume. This would have been my best performer had I got it. Well, I mean, for anyone, 1,300% is insane. The owners are docs. The IP, like the brand is real. Again, it's based on a real dog. It's not a brand that's like based on a person. Like you know, people are imperfect, but dogs are baby. So I really think that does have a chance to kind of take off. SMOL and daCat will have their fight. And they'll be, so in this, I guess I could tell you, one of the characters from the main daCat series is going to be in there. I'm putting, there's another character that I created just random. Actually, there's two other characters that I created randomly. But there's immediate crossover. You'll immediately recognize, oh, that's who that is. And again, it's really fun. And then they're going to cross over into daCat, into the main, in like book 5. So when their book comes out, it's gonna be one thing. It's gonna be a long time until you know, because again, I'm already like, their side story comes in between book 4 and 5 for daCat. So wild times. What we got here? Penguin. And people buying their own listings on the market with all the count and 10 free gems. Yeah, I see that. Will we get a Santa rally? Probably not. If we would have had one, we would have had one already. Or no all-time high until could be Q1, could be Q2, could be Q3. Like we could be down here a very long time. If I had to guess, I would hope late Q2, but you know, it could be Q3 next year. Delaware Supreme Court officially reinstates Elon Musk's $56 billion Tesla pay package from 2018. All right, guys. I have like 30 minutes here before I got to get to a meeting, so let's get this bread. Another Christmas tree. Yay. Outside. Trump finished his address to the nation, and Maduro almost shot himself while the world breathed a sigh of relief. FYI, don't expect Trump to declare war on Venezuela anytime soon. You can relax, says Mario Knopfel. It looks like the U.S. might go after those oil reserves. He gave the troops a $1,700 check, every single one of them. So Trump, my man, get that bread. BlackRock and Fidelity bought another $500 million worth of Bitcoin on the 17th. Gabriel Iglesias at Best Friends Animal Society, my man, love it. BlackRock and Fidelity bought another $500 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday, and it went down. That is bananas. U.S. inflation falls to 2.7%, lower than expectations. Oh, VeVe's going to Paris. VeVe will be attending NFT Paris on 5th and 6th February 2026, and we can't wait to connect with collectors from around the world. More details are coming soon, but in anticipation, we've got event tickets to NFT Paris to give away. Head over to our Discord channel for details on how to win. Fanny Carbonell is doing some type of networking with them there as well. Shout out to Fanny. We love her. Shit. Okay. I actually might have something to do that Friday, but double fudge on Mewtwo's birthday. I'm not going to read anything into it. 2021 me would have made a video. Oh, they're announcing something on February 6th. That's Mewtwo's birthday. Pokemon confirmed. Obviously, that's not it, but yeah, that's literally Mewtwo's birthday. Anyway, holy crap on a cracker. I probably won't go. I just, if the next time I go to Europe and it's without the girlfriend, I can't do that. That's not cool with me. But 2 first-class tickets to Paris. It's a little expensive. And again, we'd have to set her up with an apartment first, last month's rent, and security deposit, and then I have to furnish it, and then like flying her back and forth to see the kids. Like, yeah, this is going to be a not fun couple months for me. But monetarily wise, who knows? You could have one of the cryptos go crazy before then, in which case, yeah, see y'all in Paris. I'll keep y'all posted. Penny Carbonell says, excited to connect with VeVe official community at NFT Paris. For those who haven't grabbed a ticket yet, VeVe is doing a giveaway on their Discord. December 21st, Sunday, there is going to be a $3,000 bounty on the Ken 1987. So if anyone gets that, they get a $3,000 bounty. Meow, meow, meow. On this day, 9 years ago, Nudes for Pizza was created on Facebook. And oh, hang on one second. Wait a tick. View the profiles. Oh, all right. All right. Ah, shoot. I love this chick. 4 years, okay. On this day, 5 years ago, the US could officially no longer call me back. Again, on this day, 5 years ago, the United States military could no longer officially call me back. Although they did try. They sent me an email saying that they needed help with something, and I sent them an email back. It was the meme of Thanos that said, "You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me." They did not answer, but I thought that was like the greatest use of memes ever. Tom Lee's Bitmine just bought $88.7 million worth of Ethereum on the 18th. 12 years ago, December of 2013, Michael Saylor said, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It seems like just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. What a 180 that was. $150 million worth of longs were liquidated from the crypto market yesterday between 12 and 12:30 p.m. It's hysterical. Apparently Pelosi is a better investor than Warren Buffett because of the returns that she has made. Obviously, because of insider trading. This is why we should not have Congress be able to trade stocks. A whale lost $38 million in a multi-sig exploit yesterday. That is horrible. Check out my new show that comes out every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me and my friend Zen. We have a very good time. Love that meme. U.S. Treasury has bought back $2 billion of its own debt. Dave and Adams, the card world is paying $500,000 for the LeBron James 1-of-1 autographed superfractor out of the 2025/2026 Topps Chrome basketball. That's a lot of money. Ow, I'm back. My body. All right, Tom from DEVVE. I should go over this in its own video. Probably will. Still yesterday? All right, maybe I won't. Okay, I don't have that much. All right, I'll do it tomorrow. U.S. stock market added $685 billion yesterday, just before the Japan rate hike, while Bitcoin was down 4,500. Why people send me this? Crypto czar David Sachs says that we are closer than ever to passing the crypto market structure bill. Bill can reduce the manipulation of crypto market by 70% or more. He says we had a great call today with Chairman Senator Tim Scott and John Boozman, who can confirm that a markup for clarity is coming in January. Thanks to their leadership, as well as Rep. French Hill and Congressman GT in the House, we are closer than ever to passing a landmark crypto structure legislation that President Trump has called for. We look forward to finishing the job in January. You have Turtle Golf going out and doing the Lord's work. Caleb being like, pump and dumps are over. Real projects are up next. Show me real projects. Turtle Golf says, OMI, just ask Rock. Mark David said if you had to put 100% of your net worth into any one asset, what would it be? And Turtle Golf says, OMI, token that powers VeVe Official, where the world collects. Mark Davis obviously being very familiar with us. They were doing a whatnot thing yesterday. I thought it was great. VeVe Official on whatnot. Like this is one of the next trends that's going to go so freaking hard. And they're going to make it. Oh, God. Stepped in the gym yesterday and the day before for the first time in like a month, and my poor baby arms are not having it. Ugh. My poor baby arms. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects. OMI Metaverse is going to be so chill, man. I think so too. One day. Also, MCP might be used to get gems. That's a lot of gross income here. Just a bunch of cool guys doing cool shit. Hell yeah. So speaking of OnlyFans, my friend Julie back in the day had an OnlyFans, and she would use it to read the Constitution fully clothed. So I thought that was a great photo. Senate confirms pro-crypto Michael Selig as CFTC chairman. That's great. Bank of Japan does hike rates by 25 basis points. On December 18th, we had 653,000 OMI that was burned. That is the lowest amount that we've had since November, like a month prior. BlackRock bought another $33 million worth of Bitcoin earlier this morning. Bananas. We had 61 new users this past week make an account and buy something, or at least buy something. They might have made the account a while ago. We only had 2 days of last week where we had over 1,000 users. That was December 12th and December 14th. We had a couple of days where we had just barely over 600 users. So some of those numbers are falling, and I do not like that. I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to go up. We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Fias is an AI token which will run the Fias AI platform. The plan was ultimately to move to AI and evolutionary algorithms. And Tom has finally reached a point where he can move ahead with it. Fias will be built on DEVVX, and he's going to announce the plans on New Year's Day. Wire info. Okay, we're good. Got 20 minutes here. My friend Kerry is coming on the podcast tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about a bunch of wild stuff. That's insane. Okay. Let's take a look at Stacker and see what's going on with some of the prices. Oh my gosh, my back. Other back. Okay. Partner statue is 5.9 million OMI. It's about $1,100. Todd is 357. VeVe Gold logo is 25 million OMI, aka 4,800 doll hairs. Superman is at $124, aka 660,000 OMI. Secret Rare Spider-Man is less than 3K. A Comey logo's 988, and the Eddie Riso is 795. Pretty low. So they got low. The 2-digit, there's no 2 digits available for Riso, but yeah, 795, not bad. Michelangelo sits at about 9 million OMI, the special edition. Grogu and Pram is less than 1 million OMI, and Secret Rare Miles Morales is over $10,000. Woo! Hot dog. Hot diggity dog. Okay, I have another meeting soon I have to get ready for. Let me, yeah, I have a couple meetings here, 45 minutes, an hour. At least I don't have to go live at 8, and I get to go live at 11. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. I don't think I'll do a thing tomorrow. I'll do another video. Again, I'll be live tonight at 11 p.m., and then I might do another video for tomorrow, but I am going on vacation with the girl, so I might not be around for a couple days. I'll keep you posted. I love you all. Class dismissed. Everyone say goodbye to Dashi. Never mind, I'll find